Let's go to sleep, everyone.
This place is...
Hour 3, the subduing song. Okay, so there's also a little side quest in this game involving the mother and daughter ghosts. I'm going to try to do that side quest as well. Jeez. So these serves as the game's priests. Because mostly it's a game about priestesses. They're not priests, they're cardinals. The toad's got me. You see, whenever she's hit, the tattoo appears. Did you see the hand? The door's closed with a sliding lock. You opened the lock. And we're back in here. Hear a little girl crying. There's typically an item back here. It's just sad because she often will just teleport right next to you, like she's a scared little girl wanting to just hold a trusting adult's hand. Children are hard to see. TV again. It will like change. No, it's on by now. Quite a bit of stamina. Finally. Okay. Let me see if there's any film up here. Nope, it doesn't seem to be the case. I hate fighting kids in this game. It's so hard. anything, really? An image of something has been caught in the photo. Okay. I'm double checking with a guide because it's been a long time for me. As you can see, we can't save because there's a ghost.
Daddy's dead.
And then good, I can turn up the brightness. I'm gonna turn it up all the way just because it's so hard for me to see. Let me change my TV settings too. Hold on. Alright. Where's the map? Stairs, hallway. Because now we have to get the mother. Yeah, okay. Oh, I can see so much better now. I can hear my neighbor clearing his throat. no idea if you can too. He must have some sort of cough or something, because he's doing it pretty hard. There's an old scrap of paper left behind where the child's ghost was. Mommy, sorry. Daddy was trying to get my ball and fell. It was scary. Sorry. Was this addressed to her mother? And then to finish, I think we go back to the partitioned room. Okay, that's exactly what we do. I have to double check. There's a whole bunch of side quests that are easy to miss in the Fatal Frame games. And I missed one in the 5th and Maiden of Blackwater. It involved that house that Rin appears, and there's apparently a whole bunch of priests. Part of me wants to replay it just to see what that's about, but I have to get out my Wii U, and I don't really want to get it out just yet. Also, since I am looking for more games to play, I do also have a Wii U, and I'm perfectly fine with playing some Wii U games. So if there's a Wii U game or Wii game that you would like to see on this channel, let me know. Someone asked about Forbidden Siren. I don't want to do it because the control scheme of that game. That game is not very easy to play. The control scheme is pretty bad, from what I recall. So, I just don't want to mess with it because of that. I do like the game. And I've never played the sequel, which saddens me, because it was never released in the US. I'm hoping it shows up on the PlayStation 4 network, on the PlayStation Network.
Give the child back.
Man, this is not how this works.
Don't you know? Don't you know?
An image of something has been caught on the photo.
It's not the child's fault.
Alright. So that's finished. So we got some new photos to develop and get some information on. And so what happened to those two, I believe we know that they were searching for their father, for her husband. And as it turns out from the scrap, the daughter was playing and her father went to get the ball that fell, and he ended up being killed that way. The mother knew about this, but chose not to blame her daughter and went looking for her husband with the daughter, and eventually they ended up cursed by the manner of sleep, and that's why they're here. No items? Okay. Just want to make sure. Awesome. There's an oblong-shaped charcoal brazier. The ashes inside are damp. It looks like it hasn't been used for a long time. Probably hasn't. I love these kind of stairs. It's one of the things I like about Japan is they really utilize space, because there isn't a lot of space in Japan. A lot of the geography of the country is mountains. So everyone's living on the land that they can live on, because you can't live on the mountains. And so there isn't a whole lot of space for them to use. And they really utilize it well. And so if you want some storage, well, we can put some storage, and you can have stairs at the same time. Oh, this is kind of cool. Here. It's just a nice little small touch. It's sealed by some strong power, so no going through there. Same as there too. She has a cute top. There are some really nice unlockable costumes in this game. Shame about the fifth one. The fifth one, it was, I mean, issues of the kind of lingerie bikini aside, very few costumes to unlock in the fifth game. You only get 2 extras. One is a really kind of boring kimono, and the other is a really Bad swimsuit, although the US version, we got the Zelda and the Samus suit, which I like a lot better. And from what I could read online, a lot of Japanese gamers, they preferred those costumes over the swimsuits. Oh, projector. Hold on. There's an old projector in the center of the room. There is already some ancient film set on it.
You can't escape.
Impalement. I want to start it again because she interrupted us. So we saw that girl doing that to us in Ray's vision at the very beginning of the game. Among all the tattered old books on the shelf is one with a spine that looks newer than the others. While continuing my research, I stumbled upon the existence of the shrine that is perhaps the origin of the sleeping priestess. The shrine is very small and hidden away within the depths of a mountain. It appeared just as in the drawing. There are normally no worshippers, and according to stories from the small village nearby, it is a shrine where you could offer your pain. When I called upon the head of the family, she said they allow visitors until the snow melts. They carry out a rite here to protect a sacred area in the mountain. Men are not allowed in the rite, but it seems every few years they invite men in order to continue the bloodline. They call them outsiders. I think that I've heard of a similar custom. The guests who come in winter while the snow falls all hide their faces and pull large bundles on wagons. It resembles a funeral procession. The rite carried out on their behalf must be connected to the song of the sleeping priestess. Oh, track. Okay, cool. Automatically faces ghosts. When your camera is at ready, it will automatically face in the direction of the nearest hostile ghost. See, it took a little while for you to get some of the good camera functions in the first game. In the second, well, that and the second game. And here you get them pretty much right away. Something is reflecting light. Oh wait, hold on. On top of the built-in desk and shelf are some messy piles of old books and film canisters. I think they're too old to use. I think I should upgrade my camera a bit. Why not? Okay. sealed by some strong power. Follow her in a minute. Oh. Want to get that. Stone mirror. Awesome. An image of something has emerged on the photo. Ooh. Oh, sorry. This way. Whew.
More sacrifices, more blood.
A basket is dangling from a rope tied to the roof beam. There doesn't seem to be anything inside. There are two old Japanese dolls on top of the trunk. One of them has fallen over, but I think they are a matching pair of twin dolls. There is a baby doll wrapped in cloth in a basket. This looks like an old straw cradle. Did they use these in the olden days in the cold north of Japan? Ah, we got the slow lens now. Alright, go through there. Open up a little shortcut. Saving because I think we may have a random... Not random per se, but... I think we're going to be fighting someone on our way back. There's a strangely shaped Japanese chest. Some of the doors seem to be locked. I can't open them. I caught bowls being broken. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We'll be seeing so much more of her. She's probably... Like, I think the story behind her and the design of her is fantastic, and she's used well, but fighting her becomes very, very annoying and cumbersome. And you'll see why later on. If you aren't very familiar with fighting her, you'll know what I mean. The doll stuck to the door is fading away. On the candlelit altar is a huge gemstone as big as my palm. It looks like it might be used in some kind of ceremony. Something is reflecting light above the altar. A bellflower pattern has been carved into the handle of the key.
Are you hurt?
There's something on the floor where the girl dressed as a shrine maiden was. I wonder if being impaled hurts. I wonder which hurts worse. Having the stake go in a little bit at a time, or having it stabbed through all at once. I wonder if they die if the stake goes all the way through. I wonder if it matters if they die. I want to impale a real priestess soon. There's old film in the camera obscura. The snake bruise. Every time I dream of the house, the snake-like tattoo gets bigger. The stabbing pain is worse every day. If things carry on like this, it will eventually cover my whole body. And then... the dreams, the manor... what do they mean? How can I escape? In the small room where I heard the lullaby red dolls were nailed to the walls. Inside was one of the girls dressed as shrine maidens who tried to impale me in my dream. Who is she? And what was she doing in there? That's concerning. She's singing the song from the dream. Miku, that song. Oh, Ray, good morning. That song? I don't remember exactly where I heard it, but I feel like I've been hearing it in my dreams lately. I don't have any idea what the lyrics mean. Could it be some sort of dialect? Dreams. The girl who works as my assistant, the song she was singing was the lullaby I heard inside that manor. Is Miku having the same dreams as me? She lost a relative, someone close. Is that who she sees in her dreams? Just like me. Oh. Miku was singing the same lullaby I heard inside the manor. She says she heard the song in her dream, too. Has she been having the same dreams? Is she being lured into the house, too? Just like Yoshino Takegawa. And me. What are the dreams about? I don't really remember too well, but I'm singing the song in the dreams. While I'm singing, I start to feel homesick. Like I'm remembering someone important. At the end of the dream, I'm so scared. All I can remember is that I'm very afraid. But that's just the way dreams are, I guess. Okay, trying to see if she's had any more info. Because we gave her a photo last time. The front door is kept locked. Since that day, I don't leave the house unless I have to for work. An envelope has been delivered through the letterbox. Dear you, I'm sending you a testimony tape I just found about the urban legend. If I give it to you, I know you'll take good care of it. I found several other tapes, but as they're quite old, having been dubbed by a gramophone, they're damaged. I'm trying to get them restored now. I'll send them to you when they're done. Lately, I've solely been researching folklore, legends, folk tales, and folk religion. That was both your and Mahuyu's field, wasn't it? It's an interesting world, but I don't want to get too deep into it. How is Mahuyu's sister? Her name was Miku, right? I'm searching everywhere I can, but I still don't know Junsei Takamine's whereabouts. Maybe he was spirited away too. If you've got anything, let me know. Mio's health is not good, so I put her in the hospital. She only wakes once every 2 days, and then for only a couple hours at a time. I've got to hurry with my research. Regards, Kei Amakura. A photograph of a girl is enclosed in the envelope. Mio? Is this girl Mio Amakura? There seems to be a cassette enclosed. The cassette looks quite old. The label reads, The Manner of Sleep Recordings, Case A. Maybe I can play it on the tape deck in my room. Okay. I still need to develop some film. Mafuyu Hinasaki. Written in Kei's letter was the name of Miku's brother, Mafuyu. He was a friend of Kei and Yu who disappeared while on the trail of missing writer Junsei Takamine. People say he was spirited away. I knew Miku had lost a relative, but I thought he had died. She never spoke about her brother. That photo. Is Miku still longing for the brother she lost? I'll listen to the tape later. I want to get some film developed, though. Oh, we have quite a bit. This looks like the skewered red dolls in the courtyard with the sacred tree. Maybe it's some kind of religious ritual. The kimono-clad mother and daughter are holding something that looks like a child. What could have happened to them? A mother and daughter have emerged, dressed in kimonos. Did they once go missing too? If so, it must have been a long time ago. The shrine maiden in the room full of dolls nailed to the wall. She has a stake in her hand, just like in my vision. Who or what could she be? An image has appeared of an old projector that must have been there inside the mansion. The projector. This old projector was in the house I saw in my dream. The images inside showed girls dressed as shrine maidens. Someone must have been there recording what goes on inside the manor. The mother and child who appeared in my dream in old-fashioned kimonos. The daughter dropped a scrap of paper. On it was an apology she had written to her mother. The child's father went to fetch her ball when... She must have felt responsible for what happened. The girls who appeared in my daydream at the deserted house I visited on that photography assignment. In the dream manor, they were in the room where the red dolls were nailed to the wall. Who or what could they be? If the manor I saw that day was the one I dream about, the one I heard about from Miku, does that mean they were carrying out some kind of ceremony there? Impaling people? Inside the house, in a courtyard surrounded by a corridor, was a tree wrapped with sacred rope. Around it stood straw dolls skewered on stakes. Countless dolls in the snow. What could be the significance of this eerie scene? Yeah, you can see the stain's gotten bigger. Ray, what's the matter? Miku, that person in the picture on your desk. That's my older brother. He's been missing for quite some time. I didn't know. I'm sorry for bringing it up. I was just wondering. You supposed to have some info for me, girl? Damn it. It's not letting me talk to her. See if we can now.
Having trouble sleeping? Do you need to sleep in here with me? Ray, this is it.
Here you go, Ray. I thought this might have some connection to that photo of the passageway. Buried mummies. It has been reported that in process of rebuilding Kukaiji Temple, which commenced last month, many mummies have been found in the walls of the hallway. In the walls of the area called the Shadow Hallway in Kukaiji Temple, there were stains in the shape of humans, but when that hallway was restored, someone noticed there was something like the root of a tree coming out of the wall. Digging it out, it turned out to be a mummy. In the other stained areas, many more mummies were found, and quite a commotion was raised. The Kukaiji Temple insists they are enshrined saints, but certain observers argue that they may have been killed in sacrifice. Thanks, I'll just borrow this for a bit. Here you go, Ray. I thought this might have something to do with that photo of the tomb. Many bones found in ruins. On the 8th, in a survey of an ancient castle ruins in the northern part of the prefecture, a large number of human bones were discovered in the ground. Stacked tombstones were excavated from the center of the castle, an area thought to be the courtyard. Bone after bone was discovered beneath them. All bones are thought to be from the time the castle was built. The burial clothes seem to indicate they are from laborers who built the castle. It is believed they were buried after the castle's completion to protect the plan of the castle or the location of treasure, or perhaps those who built the castle were killed as a sacrifice. Thanks, I'll hold on to it for a bit. Ray, I researched that abandoned house we covered. Here, why don't you take a look? Coverage of the abandoned house. Below is a summary of what a newspaper reporter told me about the coverage of the abandoned house. I didn't have time before, so please take this as a reference. 1. History of the manor. They say there were several villages around the manor until the 1900s, but today only the abandoned house remains. Even the landowner does not know when or why it was built. Now only the area around the entrance is left, but originally it was a huge manor, deep and strangely shaped. It seems on old maps, a shrine is occasionally drawn in, but now there exists not so much as a trace of it, and not much is known about it. But on the outlying mountains, it seems a myth-like story is told that is connected to the other world. 2. The rumor of the ghost manor may be due to the myth, but since long ago the abandoned house has been called a ghost manor. Many people visit it just because of the rumor. The rumor is that you can meet the dead at the manor, and further, that the dead you meet will summon you to the other world. The rumor's origins are said to be in seances that were held in a shrine there, but that's merely a rumor too. In any case, I think the story of the mountain connected to the other world is the source of the rumor. Thanks, I really appreciate it.
You can ask me whatever you want, okay? It seems like you're having a lot of nightmares lately. Are you alright?
The abandoned house. Miku tells me the house I went to is famous for being haunted. They say it's a place where people can meet the dead, and that the dead lure people into the other world. The words have stayed in my mind. What if Hugh really is there inside that manor calling out to me? What will I do? Human-shaped stains. Sacred rope was hung along the narrow corridor behind the door where I heard the moaning, and the walls were covered in black human-shaped stains. There was a similar stain left behind after Yoshino Takigawa went missing. I read in one of the papers about mummified bodies being discovered behind the same kinds of stain. Human columns. The mound of graves in the courtyard inside the manor. In the ruins of an old castle, the bones of people thought to have worked on the construction were found under a mound. Shrine carpenters were buried alive as sacrifices? Did the same thing happen there too?
What can I do for you?
Miku, I was wondering if you could research this photograph for me. Thanks.
Understood. I'll let you know if I find anything. It's raining again. It's raining again.
Yeah, I know. Okay. It had the static that usually appears when a ghost is around. I don't know why.
It's raining again.
Okay, it looks like we're not gonna get any further information. Sometimes you can find info in Yu's room. That's not just me imagining that, right? In the bookcase is the book Occultism that Amakuro wrote about in his letter. The camera obscura is a device used to capture the other world, made by occultist Kunihiko Aso. From the late 19th to the early 20th century, he tried to communicate with and get proof of this other world. The term occultist refers to people involved in the movement to verify Eastern thought using contemporary Western technology. Kunihiko Aso is a prime example of such an occultist. The camera obscura was one of his quintessential experiments. He modified the at the time still rare camera, by adding a special lens and film. It was supposed to capture unbelievable things normally invisible to the naked eye, like a so-called different phase interval and spirits and ghosts. They are very rare nowadays, but apparently these cameras are still traded among curio dealers. Most have been broken, and we have lost the chance to see the other world, as well as Aso's achievements for eternity. Oh, there's one about the projector, too. The device shown here was left by Kunihiko Aso. He used it to substantiate the existence of and communication with the spirit world. He was a brilliant scientist and philosopher, and by appropriating Western culture in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, he combined new technology with his theory on the spirit world to prove its existence. It is said a few of his devices were able to capture an unbelievable existence from the spirit world, but posthumously, from that singular beginning, his devices became a fashion item among dilettantes and were scattered about the country. One such device is this projector. Having completed the experimental stage of the camera obscura, a camera that photographs the other world, see above, he created a screen upon which to project the special images captured on the film. The records say that images were projected that could not be seen when they were photographed. Kunihiko Aso, a scholar of the occult who lived in the second half of the 19th century. His research, known as mystical science, attempted to use the new Western technology to explain old Japanese folk beliefs and traditions about the other world. After completing his camera obscura, capable of capturing images of the other world, he made a projector using the same technology. Using this, he was able to play back supernatural images recorded on film that could not be seen on conventional equipment. An old camera called the camera obscura. It was designed by a man with the same surname as Yu Aso to photograph images of spirits and ghosts. But what was the camera doing inside the manor? The old projector from the house I saw in my dream. It was developed by Kunihiko Aso, who lived in the second half of the 19th century. It uses the technology of the camera obscura to show supernatural images from another plane that can't be played on normal equipment. So, sometimes the games, they do feature descendants of Kunihiko Aso. Yu Aso is one. Ren in the 5th game is another, although it seems that he carried more direct genetics from him. Why does it do that when I leave? And in the 4th game, Misaki, who's a playable character, is also descended.
In my dream, I saw my mother in that manner. Inside, there was an old shrine. It was cold. Snow was falling. I could hear a song. There were so many people going into the shrine. It was like a funeral procession. I could smell incense burning. Everyone was hiding their faces. My mother was among them. No matter how many times I called her, she kept going further and further. And just before the door shut, it was like I was going to be left all alone. I saw it every day. I went in just a little bit. If I went any further, I wouldn't be able to come back. But I thought I could meet my mother in there.
Okay. All right. So that's enough for today. I know it's a pretty long video, a lot of information. But thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more Fatal Frame 3. Tormented.